On the way this half hour, we're ditching the usual format and being joined by a panel of superstars talking about Super Bowl LVIII, which you can catch this Sunday right here on CBS and News 12. Welcome to a very special edition of Let's Chat.
Welcome to Let's Chat, the Tennessee Valley's premier show focusing on lifestyle and entertainment. Bringing you smart shopping tips, community events, and the newest trends. Now, let's chat.
Glad to have you here with us as we get underway for our annual Super Bowl show here on Let's Chat. And joining us this morning, more than 150 years of football experience. And that's just in Dave Staley alone. No, I'm just kidding. We have Dave Staley down here on the far end, Darrell Patterson, who has been here since day one, and Coach Buddy Nix, who has also been here since day one. Gentlemen, good morning all.
Good morning. Good morning.
How you feeling about the game this year?
Good. Really?
And we're going to get to the predictions coming up here in a few minutes, but I wanted to start off with Coach Nix, since
of course
he's made his living in football for all these years. Coach, what do you think about the other two coaches involved in this? Tell me your initial thoughts on Andy Reid.
Well, I think Andy Reid's one of the best to ever do it, really. And I mean, I think he'll keep doing the same thing. And of course, Shanahan's a young guy that's trying to follow his father and do all the things he did.
Does the older age and experience take the edge this year, Darrell?
Yeah, I don't think there's a question about that. Been there, done that.
Why?
He's been there, done that. Andy Reid is just, I've liked Andy Reid since he was in Philly. I mean, he's done such a good job. He is so smart to know his talent, to know what works, to know what everybody on the field can do in a certain situation. And I think, and Shanahan is good young coach, like Buddy said, but I think the experience has to go in Coach Reid's favor.
Well, it helps to have Patrick Mahomes, too.
That doesn't hurt.
That doesn't hurt, that's for sure. Way to go, Andy. Yeah.
This is Shanahan's only second appearance as the head coach? Second appearance as head coach.
Yeah.
He's got to be hungry. And Andy Reid, so it's been said, kind of expecting to waffle into a win.
In a different way.
Yeah. So do you think that's going to play to either the Kansas City advantage or to the San Francisco advantage?
I wouldn't think so. I would think maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't think all that much. Now, Shanahan, remember, he's the one who was the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when it all went down the drain several years ago, 28-3. So maybe he feels he has something to prove, potentially, but I'm not sure. It's the NFL. Everybody is good.
Coach Nix, as one who has been at the higher level of the NFL for years and years and years, why is this Super Bowl a little different from the ones in years past? Aside from the fact it's being played in Las Vegas, which has got a whole other layer of it to when it comes to all things Super Bowl.
Scares me that it's being in Las Vegas. I'd even disregard the game, but to spend a week, I'd be nervous being there. You know, I think with all the changes that have come about, but I sat here last year and I said Andy Reid would be the difference in that one, and that great football expert Jim Reynolds said he didn't think He said Andy Reid don't get to play. Well, he does. He's got a lot to do with it. He's been there and done that.
And that great football expert Jim Reynolds would be joining us, but he's on the road with the UTC Mocs. Is one of his many other jobs.
We love him, but he's no good.
Well, we're going to have his prediction coming up here a little bit later.
Oh, we do?
It's been said and written that Kansas City has got the deeper, more reliable group of defensive backs this year. You agree or disagree with that?
Well, I think they're good, and they can shut you down. And I'm going to tell you, we don't talk about Spagnuolo. That is really a huge plus for him.
He is a wizard.
We can talk smack about anybody you want, because this show is all it belongs to the three of you today. Seriously.
Spags is brilliant.
Yeah, he is.
Calling defense. He's like, you're going to him and Andy. That's a pretty good combination over there, offense and defense.
Dave?
Yeah. Spags is pretty good, isn't he? He's pretty good. Yeah.
He's done it all till he tried to be the head coach somewhere, but he does it defensively. He can do it.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
A lot of people seem to think that while Patrick Mahomes arguably the best player in the NFL, do you think that's a fair statement now? The best offensive player.
Fair.
Hard to argue with.
I wouldn't argue.
Hard to argue. Yeah, fair statement.
But yet, that same panel of experts that I was reading says that San Francisco seems to have a broader breadth and depth of talent overall. What do you think?
I don't know that I agree with that. I think Kansas City is really good on defense too. And then I really believe the difference is having been there and done that. I mean, they were average during the year, Kansas City.
Right.
Beating Buffalo in Buffalo, and the first time they had to play on the road, gave that bunch a level of confidence that it'll carry over, I think. You could see the intent. It's a different game when you get in the playoffs anyway, but you could see the intensity level when they played Baltimore was a notch above. I mean, I watched Kelsey. Kelsey wants to catch pass. He's not a blocker, but he pancakes a couple of tackles. Those guys came to play, and if they do the same, if they got that same level, they'll win again.
As a coach, when you're down a few points in a big game or the Super Bowl, what do you tell your team when you're in the locker room at halftime?
Those guys are grown men. I don't know that you tell them a whole lot.
Yeah.
You try to make a few adjustments, but if they are not being a good halftime pep talker, won't get it done. It's too late.
Darrell, anything to add to that?
As Buddy said, these are NFL players. These are the best football players in the world,
right,
on both sides of the football. And you can take another team and put it in there and say essentially the same thing. I agree. I don't think you do a pep talk. You know why you're here. You know it's the Super Bowl. Go get them.
All right. We got to take a quick break, guys, to pay you for your time and your trouble in the limousine service down here. We're right back with more of our Super Bowl special here on News 12 after this.
I missed out on it.
Important message for Americans age 50 to 85.
Oh my gosh, you're still using Mom's old coffee pot.
It's my inheritance.
Well, it is a family heirloom.
You know what? The kids can just sell it to pay for my funeral.
It's a good thing you have life insurance.
Life insurance with our family history.
Don't you know about Colonial Penn? It's guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance with no medical questions asked.
I'm on a fixed income.
Who isn't?
You have it?
We all do. John, Maria, even Paul with all of his medical problems.
Colonial Penn.
That's right. Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. As you get older, your health may change. Colonial Penn understands that. And we don't think it should keep you from getting life insurance to help protect your family. That's why we guarantee acceptance to everyone aged 50 to 85. No health questions, no medical exam. Applying is easy. And you have your choice of options starting at $9.95 a month, a few dollars a week, 35 cents a day. And your price will never go up. A lifetime rate lock guarantees it. This protection can last a lifetime, too. Some insurance policies end once you reach a certain age. Not this one. Pay your bill, and it's yours to keep for as long as you'd like.
How did you apply?
Called for information, got an application, filled it out, sent it back. It took a few minutes. And look at this. They sent me this free beneficiary planner just for calling. I filled in all my important information and final wishes. Now my kids will have everything they need in one place.
Ready to learn more? Call for free information and your free gift. There's no obligation. Every policy we issue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. You have nothing to lose. Why wait? Call now.
Call 1-800-723-6996 for your free information and your free gift. That's 1-800-723-6996. There's no obligation. 1-800-723-6996. Call now. You're watching Let's Chat.
Glad to have you here back with us as we continue our Super Bowl special with three of the smartest guys in the sporting business. Wow. It was Coach Buddy Nix, Darrell Patterson, Dave Staley, and the other guy who ranks on up there wasn't able to join us today, Jim Reynolds, because he is on the road with the Mocs. All right, we're going to talk offense here for a few minutes. What's it going to take for Kansas City to get the edge?
You know, I don't even like talking. I think talking offense, I think the difference will be the defense, but they're going to have to score, I'd say, 25 to 30 points to win the game.
Darrell.
I agree. I was trying to think of the exact quote Joe Lee Dunn used to say.
Oh, that guy.
Offense sells tickets, defense wins games. Joe Lee was right then, they're right now. That's the honest truth.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. Of course, as we just talked off air, you never know. It's the NFL. Everybody's good. So we thought, when was it? The Super Bowl in Atlanta with the Patriots and the Rams, a couple of high-scoring teams. It was 10-3.
Yeah.
So you never know. But I would think going in that it probably, as Buddy said, you're going to have to score some points to win this game, I would think.
Over the course of his career, over the course of the year, Mahomes has had, what, 4,180 passing yards, something like that, a tremendous amount. 67.2% completion. Yet on the other hand, Brock Purdy has gotten pretty close, 4,280 yards, and has had a 69.4 completion. So on paper, he looks a little better.
Yeah.
How's that going to translate to how he looks out on the field?
Well, I think Mahomes, I think they got the edge at the quarterback position.
Yeah. Do you really?
Kansas City, yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
You agree with that, Darrell?
I don't think there's a question about it. Purdy's been a godsend for him. He's done a great job.
Oh, no
but
question.
Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. If you stack him up and Tom Brady was I hate to say it because I'm a Tennessee fan and a Peyton Manning fan, but Tom Brady was the best NFL quarterback ever.
Sure.
In his day, at his best. But Patrick Mahomes, even with Brady head-to-head, I think that would be a 1 and a 1A. And now Patrick Mahomes, his escapability is what is. And did you the video? You look at the San Francisco-Kansas City game earlier this year. He's all over the field. He is running away from them, doing everything else. Boom, throwing it in the end zone for a touchdown. That's Mahomes at his best.
Do you think he's going to be able to maintain that again this year at that level?
I would imagine so. And that really is, there are a lot of storylines that come out of the Super Bowl. Most of them aren't really any good. They just need something to talk about for a 2-week period of time. But I think the Brock Purdy thing is a legitimate. You're right. We'll see how he does. Mahomes has done it. He's been there.
Yeah.
Goodness,
I'd love to see Purdy do well and even win, but you know, you look at those stats you read off, and those things will get you in trouble. But you look at the drops Kansas City receivers had all during the middle, and those stats would be at a different level.
Yeah, I have one of those written down here that we'll get to in a couple of minutes. Going back to the thing about the coaches for just a second, and you and I talked about this, I think, every year you've been here. Who is the trickier quarterback this year? Who's got more surprises up their sleeve and in their pocket?
Quarterback or coach, you asking?
Quarterback.
Oh, Mahomes.
You think Mahomes has got more tricks up his sleeve?
Sure.
Both of you agree with that?
And I think, and Buddy helped me on this, does Mahomes have a carte blanche? If Andy has a play called,
absolutely,
if he sees something of the line of scrimmage, go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't tie that guy down.
No, I wouldn't think so either.
No, he has the edge. I would think as we sit here right now, reasonable people would say Mahomes has the edge.
I mean, he might say, we want to run it, we want to run this time, and then Patrick's got 4 or 5 choices.
Sure.
Same way throwing the ball, but other than that, he does the calling.
Yeah, I think the Purdy storyline will be interesting. We'll see how he does.
Yeah. If you
standalone game,
if you could be there at the game, what's the one piece of advice you would give both quarterbacks? As one who's made his living all of his life in football.
My advice would be do what you've been doing. Stick with what you know you can do, and don't try to be something different. I mean, this is you want to play at a higher intensity, but what you do should be the same.
Darrell,
that's a great point. Dance with the one that brung you. Don't be a hero. Go play.
Don't change. Yeah. You're right. Absolutely. Do what you do. And Mahomes, we know, does it very, very well.
It certainly does. We have to take another quick break. We're back with more of Let's Chat after this.
He was too drunk to notice that the traffic had stopped. and all of a sudden, his SUV was in my trunk, and I was off to the hospital. He was wasted. I was all busted up, and Warren and Griffin came to the rescue. When the insurance company realized who my attorneys were, they just wrote the check. Warren and Griffin got me $750,000. 5 stars.
I'm C-Mark.
I'm John Mark.
John Mark and I just didn't put up billboards.
We've put down roots.
If you're hurt, call us at 265-HURT.
That's 265-4878. We are your local law firm.
Linderman's Furniture bedding sale is key to better sleep and better health. Get a full night's rest with $200 off all Sealy hybrids and Cool Gel memory foam. All Queen, King, and Split King adjustable beds now up to $500 off. Transform your bedroom with Ashley and Von Bassett bedroom suits, every piece 50% off. Linderman's offers free local delivery and free mattress disposal. All bedding in stock now for pickup or quick delivery. Linderman's Furniture, your secret to better sleep in North Georgia and Chattanooga.
I got hurt in the car wreck. Give me one good reason why I should call the Insiders.
How about 3 great reasons you should call us?
1, it's easy.
2, it's fast.
3, the results. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call us.
It's just that easy.
Dr. Mehta knows pain.
Oftentimes, I see patients with pain in their knees, their hips, their back, and it's actually coming from their feet.
Her suggestion?
It's as easy as going into a Good Feet store.
Come in for your free arch support fitting.
You're watching Let's Chat.
We're continuing our Super Bowl special here with Coach Buddy Nix, our friend Darrell Patterson, another friend sitting down there on the end of the table, Dave Staley. Collectively, these guys have got decades and decades and decades of football experience. And here in just a few minutes, we're going to unveil everyone's prediction for the big game. Right now, I predict, since I am in the predictions business, this is going to be the biggest heavily wagered game ever in history.
Being in Las Vegas.
Do you think that's a fair assessment? Some of the latest estimates, and we knew it was going to be big with it being in Vegas, 23.1 billion, that's billion with a B, to be wagered legally. That ain't counting the $100 bet that you've got going with your next door neighbor or anything like that. 23.1 billion over 67 million bettors. You can do the math. That ain't just a $5 or $10 Nassau, is it?
No.
Do you think that the temperature of Las Vegas is going to fuel additional stupid betting, if you will? I mean, because we all know the prop bets, which are the side bets that have nothing to do with the outcome of the game, and there are just a few of them here that Jamaica printed off for us. How many times will she be shown during the game? She being Taylor Swift.
Taylor.
You hear she's going to be at the game, right?
Yes.
Figured you might. Will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift? There are tons and tons of bets riding on this. Will a word be forgotten during the national anthem?
Reba McEntire? No.
Not a chance. I wouldn't think so either.
No.
How many times will the chains be used for measurement? You can actually put a bet on that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, who comes up with these? There's even a big spread over what color Gatorade that the winning coach will get poured over them.
I've never heard that one before, actually, to be honest with you.
Never heard any of them.
No, I've never heard that one before.
What's the effect that Taylor Swift is having on the Super Bowl this year? I'm talking about the games leading up to it. What do you think the effect
You
she
need to
has?
ask these guys. I don't pay attention to Taylor Swift.
Do you like?
You don't think like that?
No. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, she's all right. I mean, she's pretty, but do I like her music? I don't even know what she plays.
I lost my boyfriend. He took my pickup truck.
So I wrote a song. You can't argue the positive influence she's had, though, drawing in younger fans.
Of course.
Younger female fans, especially
younger
to the
female.
NFL.
Yes.
I read a stat just a week or so ago that she and Kelce, but Taylor has accounted for somewhere like $313 million in additional revenue for the Kansas City Chiefs this year.
That's pretty heavy money.
Yeah.
Not the NFL.
Well, the NFL and the Chiefs, I suppose.
That's pretty heavy money.
Out of a 3-hour and 45-minute telecast in the championship game, her face was on TV 24 seconds. 24 seconds. But everybody thinks it's an hour.
If there's a way to make a buck, the NFL will find it.
Well, yeah.
And I don't begrudge Taylor Swift and And it don't bother me that people like to watch it.
No, I'm the same way.
I mean, I watched the game. I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, same with me. Good for Taylor Swift.
But she has been good for the game this
She's
year.
been good for the game. It's entertainment.
And it's a good story with her and Kelsey. I mean, they've been dating. They are a really nice-looking couple.
Yeah.
She is a humanitarian and everything else. Mm-hmm. They seem to be I don't know either one of them, but they seem to be good people. It's kind of
not breaking any laws, that's for sure.
No, they're not.
Not hurting anybody.
This is a rematch of the 2019 season, and we know how that came out, or how that ended, rather. What do you think? Again, I'm going to go back to something I asked you earlier. What's it going to take to get the hook in for the winning team to pull the victory and take home the Lombardi Trophy?
You know, I think critical stops defensively will be the key. I think both teams are going to score. And again, I'd like to see Purdy and McCafferty do well, but I think Kansas City's got the edge both sides of the ball. Really.
Darrell, is it going to be a close scoring game, or is it going to be a blowout?
I don't think it's going to be that close. I don't think it's going to be a field goal deciding it in the last minute of the game or something like that. No, I don't think it.
Dave, same question.
I don't know what the final. Well, I know what I predicted for the final score, but
you can't say yet.
Which I can't say yet. No. I'm not going against the rules.
Do you think this is going to be we don't have rules here, Dave. Come on. We don't need no stinking rules.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a blowout? Is it going to be a short?
I don't think it will be a blowout per se. I think, if you look at the early Super Bowls and you look at NFL films, they make all of them seem like they were great games. Some of those early Super Bowls in the 70s and 80s weren't that really good. But the NFL, again, as we've talked, everybody is good. It's so equal out there. The margin of error is so small, I think it'll be a close game.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to find out what the experts think here when we continue on Let's Chat. The final predictions for Super Bowl 57, which you can catch right here, straight ahead.